Andy, Ricky, and Delamar are back with more topics, more prizes, and more babies? Catch them on The Mother Show Season 3, Fridays 9 a.m. to 12 noon, here on Magic 89.9, Magic Nationwide, and on social media at The Mother Show PH.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Moms I'd like to follow? The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
Magic 89.9, it's 9:13 in the morning. Welcome to the Pop Stop. Yeah!
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're doing the top 5 at 5 today, by the way, since it's just me and Ricky.
We were just talking about this.
Can I just say that
go.
like after we stopped the top 5 at 5 or the Pop Stop, I don't know anything about like these artists anymore. Like I'm not updated with like the entertainment news.
And whoever is
before, like we
top.
knew what the Kardashians were doing every day.
Yeah.
Or like what Bieber was doing. Now,
Yeah.
nothing. We're moms.
Iba na.
Iba na.
Iba na yung life. No, but if you're not familiar, Andy and I used to do a radio show about like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We did it for a year and a half or 2 years?
I think 2 years.
2 years, yeah. We did 2 Christmases.
Oh, gosh. And now in the past 4 years, we have 4 babies.
Yeah. So welcome to the Mother Show. It's evolved to that, and it's in a much earlier time slot.
Who would have thought?
My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And Delamar won't be here today. Siya naman yung wala.
Yeah.
She's down with a bug. There's a virus going around.
I think she has sore eyes, diba? Like her eyes were red.
Yeah, and she had to disinfect and everything and anything that she touched. So send her, please, your get well soon messages. We're gonna miss her today. But we want to welcome everybody.
Yes, welcome to the show. Happy Friday. It's traffic outside,
Yes,
but
it
we
is.
have a full packed show for you guys.
Yes.
And we are nationwide. So I just want to say hi to everybody in Cebu, 92.3 in Davao. I was just there like 2 weeks ago.
Oy,
Beautiful island. 89.1 in Davao. Bacolod, 106.3. Cagayan de Oro, 89.3. And General Santos, 106.3. So if you're listening in any of these provinces, you guys can just get in touch with us, say hi,
please.
and we'll greet you on air.
You can also call us up today. It's going to be an interactive show as usual. It's 631-0899. We're also online on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's at The Mother Show PH.
Yeah.
So we have a very special guest today.
And this, you know what? Okay, so when I was pregnant maybe like 3 years ago, I was clueless about gentle
Childbirth.
or gentle
Okay,
birth,
okay.
like. And I had a cousin, her name is that Monica Manzano, and she's really into gentle birth,
Yeah.
and she would really promote it on social media
Yeah.
and just blog about it. And I was like saying, this is kind of weird because it was something new to everybody,
Yes,
right? Because
yes.
everybody was still doing all the medicines, all
Yeah.
the epidurals,
Yeah.
and I
And
think
there's only just really one way to give
Yes.
birth. It's to go to the hospital
Yes.
and, shoot the baby out and then you're
there
done.
was no water birth.
No.
I mean, it was still it was very new back then.
Yes.
But now people are so open to it. They want to learn more. And this is actually the first time that I'm going to learn about this.
As in
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd see the
Alright,
photos
yeah.
and they'd try to explain it and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
not
but I
for
really
me.
want to know
Okay.
like the benefits or how it really affects your baby.
There you go. So we're gonna be talking about gentle birth, like Andy said, and we have Irina
Yeah.
Otmakhova who's gonna be here. She's a doula. Apart from that, she's also sort of like a parenting educator. You learn a lot of things from her, and she also has I'm wearing it now. I don't know if you can see it via Twitch, but I'm wearing it. It's a necklace. She makes DNA keepsake jewelry.
No kidding. So she can make not just
Yes!
necklaces, like she
Not
can
just-
do
no,
rings and everything.
Rings. She can do bracelets. So I am now wearing my children around my neck. it
Like
sounds
what
so
part of your
tribal.
children? Like your sorry, I had to know.
No, okay. They look really pretty, but
Yeah.
I'm wearing them
I
around
know,
my
but
neck.
what is it?
So this blue one, which I had done
Because
after
if
I
it's a
gave birth.
boy, you could be like,
Yeah. No.
Right?
Not
Not
it's
that.
not like that. What she does is she preserves the when the cord stump falls off, the
okay.
it's dry.
Yeah.
She also she'll also cure mga first fingernail clippings.
Oh, okay. Okay, if you guys
first curl
are in
of
the
hair.
car,
Yeah.
it's not like in a jar or
No,
anything.
yeah. I don't
It's
have
not
like
a tiny jar.
Like,
You know what I mean?
I don't have a tiny hand and like a tiny jar. It's the things that fall
it's
off.
like a bead, right?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
bead. So she puts all these
Oh.
things inside and she transforms it into a
So
piece
you have
of jewelry.
two.
I have two, and I already told her as soon as I had the first one made after Calix. I was like, when I have my second, you're gonna hear from me again.
Okay.
Because I want another one.
Oh.
So now I have two. And then she also processed my breast milk. So I have a small white bead as well, which I didn't bring.
Really?
Yeah.
What else can she do?
So many things. So we'll talk to her about it later
so
on.
interesting.
But yeah, very interesting. Today is
And,
all about
like,
gentle birth
Did you
nature.
drink your placenta?
No.
Okay, because
But-
I know people who do, right?
She does that as well. She
Yeah.
turns them into capsules.
Yeah.
Which she says are very nutritious. And I know a lot of people it's very foreign to them, diba? You're like, what? But
Because I know people make it into shakes as well.
yes, one of her clients, I think. And
Yeah.
we'll try to get her to share about that later on. But again, if you have any questions for our doula, if you've heard of her and have been itching to ask her a question about gentle birth, we're your girls. Just let us know.
Yeah. So message us on Facebook. We are live there. It's www.facebook.com/magic89.9, and also on the Mother Show Facebook account. We are also on Instagram.
Yes, we are.
The Mother Show 899, and also
The Mother Show
else?
PH.
Yeah.
The Mother Show PH on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yan
It's
pala
okay.
yun. I said
We're gonna
899.
we're gonna get our coffee fix in a while. We're gonna get our coffee fix in a
I
while.
was absent kasi
We'll be
last
back.
week.
We'll be back with more of the Mother Show. Don't go anywhere.
The show for moms by moms. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
It is 9:28 on a Friday. Once again, welcome back to the Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And you guys can get in touch with us today. We appreciate your phone calls, anything that you might want to talk about. It's 6310899.
Or you guys can also message us via Facebook. It's facebook.com/magic899 or at the Mother Show PH. I want to say hi again to everybody listening nationwide, saying hi to everybody in Cebu, 92.3,
Hello.
to Davao, 89.1, to people in Bacolod, 106.3, Cagayan de Oro, 89.3, and General Santos, 106.3.
It's 9:29. Want to say good morning as well to Nona Castañares. Hi, Nona.
Hello.
One of it's funny when your kid first goes to school
Yeah.
and you start making more mom friends. And you're
I
like,
know.
oh my god, mom friends. Yeah. So hi, Nona.
So wait, so
Miss
Callis
you
goes
guys.
to school.
Play school.
Play school, okay.
You know the ones that they
Yeah.
have like in the house.
It's funny because, I rarely see my single friends now. I hang out more
With
with
the
the
mommy
mommy
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Like the moms in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. Right?
It's fun.
Nice. It's nice.
I know.
It's nice. It's 9:30. Also saying hi to Judith, who sent us a message on Facebook wanting to see my children around my neck. We were struggling with the
Basta it's
picture.
not a jar or
It's not a
anything
jar.
creepy. Because when I try to imagine it, you know how like parang it has a witchy vibe.
Yes.
Diba?
Yeah, that's what it has.
wearing my children.
No, but we were talking about this DNA keepsake that I'm wearing right now, which our guest makes for you. So you can ask her about that later on. But anyway, so since we have gentle birth as a topic today, Andy and I were just talking about it off air. Some moms would be like, why would I want to feel pain?
Yeah.
Why would I want to feel pain? I could opt to feel nothing, and then wake up
I
with
think
a baby.
that's where I stand now.
No, but like there are moms out there who want to feel it
Yeah.
and I think I'm one of them. I'd like to think I'm one of them.
I think that's what you wanted.
There's a
diba?
meaningful yeah.
Yeah.
There's a meaningful I don't know.
I guess when you
meaningful thing
feel
to it.
the whole experience,
yeah.
then
I'm on ganon,
Yeah.
right? And it's not to say that, it's just a different preference. And so we were talking off air, maybe leading up to our guest, we'll take a few calls.
yeah, because yesterday, I organized my house, okay? And I just want to say hi to Mika, who helped
Hi,
me.
Mika.
If you guys want to follow her, it's at Tidally Ever After. So she
Tidally,
fixed
okay.
my whole stockroom. She helped me organize because I'm kind of nesting now.
Yes,
so I'm preparing.
I can imagine, man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I started with the stockroom, then later we're gonna do the nursery,
Mm-hmm.
and then so it later like it's gonna get there.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar, may nauso bigla ngayon na people come to your house and they help you clean and organize and sort your stuff.
Yeah, because like the stockroom, I've been wanting to clean it
saw
for
your
2
picture.
years.
I saw your picture.
And it's just like, it's gonna take me 1 month to get rid of this, to donate.
And where am I going to bring it,
So they come into your house, and she's also a mom of 2.
Okay, so she knows.
So it's not like someone you don't trust, someone freaky or, you're just scared of. But anyway, she was just telling me a story how her second child, because she lives in the Alabang area. So what happened was that during her, like, she was contracting already.
This is for her second child.
This is for her second child. She was contracting already, and she was saying, parang I'm not gonna give birth yet, because you kind of know how it happens when you're after your first. So she goes, okay, I'll just take my time, and then later on it got more intense.
Where was her hospital?
In Makati.
Oh.
Yeah, so she goes, okay, sige, let's go na. So she told her husband, let's go. And then in the Skyway, she could really feel it. She could really feel like the baby was coming out in the Skyway, and it was rush hour.
Oh, no.
So she was like, what in the world? Like, if only I could call a chopper or, like call the Skyway Patrol, which she did. I think the Skyway Patrol helped her through it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But even though, I mean, I know, even my tita, she gave birth in the car. Because it was so traffic. And there was just no way, like the baby wanted to come out already. Yeah. So up to now, it's been like 7 years and the car's still with her. Because she said, I gave birth in this car. I don't want to get rid of it. Like my baby is here. And syempre, like with all the blood.
Wala naman, di ba? Nilinis naman siguro yung dugo.
But I guess it's just the memories that the car comes with.
I understand. Oh, how nice.
I know.
So we want to hear stories like that this morning. Any weird labor stories that you've had or you know of? Maybe your friend had a really weird, unique labor story. We want to know. So call us up 6310899 in case you're stuck in traffic on the road or anything.
It's just something to keep it light, because can you just imagine being stuck in traffic?
No, I can't. I can't.
Right?
Or like, okay.
I've been praying that I give birth like in the middle of the night.
Why?
Because there's no traffic.
Okay.
Diba?
Yeah. That's true. But also, I think it's really strategic that you have, your hospital near. Yeah. Right?
But it's different because you have your own OB.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I see.
But anyway.
Magic, hello.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Mimi.
Mimi.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Hi. Actually, I've been dying to call in this show.
Mimi.
I've been listening to
But you got through.
I
Good.
know.
Yeah.
And you're our first caller today.
Actually, it's not a labor story.
Mm-hmm.
It's something unforgettable.
Okay.
Story with regards to giving birth. Actually, I gave birth and it was cesarean.
Okay.
CS. But during the recovery, I was in the recovery room and there was an earthquake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
As in malakas?
As in malakas. As in everyone got panic. Sobrang malakas.
Anong year to? 88.
No, 2000. Last year.
No,
Last year lang.
So what did you do?
The doctor got panicked. Everyone panicked. The pediatrician, the OBs, everyone is running around. The nurses and all that. And then we were in the second floor, and there were also other moms who were giving birth.
Oh my gosh!
Some moms, they were not about to. Hindi pa sila dapat manganganak, but then the OB decided to push through with it because the mom and the babies were distressed already.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my god!
Diba? Or imagine kunwari, push, tapos nag-earthquake.
Yeah, that.
And then
you don't want that.
I think parang they pushed through with the CS. Everyone was parang they had CS na. And what really sobrang nakakatakot was during that time, syempre you had your anesthesia pa.
Yeah.
So you can't move pa.
Oh.
You can't but luckily, the OBs, because kulang na sila sa manpower so natatakot ng lahat. So luckily, the OBs or the doctors allowed my husband to go in. And then he was the one holding my hand, and then there were also doctors parang nagtatakbuhan sila from one patient to another, and then they were holding like a saint, and then sinasabi nila, kapit lang kayo dito, just pray.
Wow.
That was really sobrang nakakatakot.
How long was the quake?
Matagal siya, and there were aftershocks.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So there were like 3 aftershocks pa. And then, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That happened like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They decided, everyone asking lahat ng patients sa hospital, binaba na nila. And what was really isa pang sobrang terrifying was, the babies had to be, alisin nila from the nursery.
Yeah.
So nakakatakot na kayo nagkaroon ng experience.
And paano yung mga nasa NICU with all those machines attached?
Yeah, everyone, pati nasa ICU, they had ambu bags already.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So, parang nandun sila, so ibinaba nila. So, yun nga, I was with my husband, and then sabi nila, parang in every bed, there were 2, ano bang tawag doon, bassinets.
Yeah.
And then, yun, nandun yung mga babies, and then inano nila, tinransport nila from that floor, I think 3rd floor to or 2nd floor, dun sa new building. Kasi the OB section was parang old building
Okay.
So they had to transfer from the old to the new building. So parang we called, my husband called my sister, and then sabi, bantayan mo dyan sa part na yan kasi andyan na yung baby, dadating dyan. Kasi baka nakakatakot, diba?
Anything, baka ma-switch, diba? Ang dami pwede mangyari. Oh my gosh!
Really scary. And then, after nun,
hindi ko tapos!
Yeah!
Okay.
It was 7 o'clock. I think it was 7 o'clock in the evening when we were asked to go up na to our room
Medyo matagal yun, ha?
Matagal talaga. Sobrang hindi nila inaano.
CS ka pa.
And then, it was like 8 o'clock. Kasi may mga aftershocks pa. Aftershocks again. Aftershock, ganyan. Tapos, 8 o'clock, we were asked, parang we were forcibly evacuated from our room. So, we had to have our overnight stay at the parking lot.
No way!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
My husband was about to, let's go to Alabang, let's go to ganyan, let's rent an ambulance, ganyan.
Yeah.
Every patient, they were evacuated, and we had to stay to the parking lot.
What city is this hospital in?
Come again?
What city? Where is this hospital? Anong city?
Somewhere in the south.
Oh, okay. Okay, go on.
And then, so I had my baby naman na. So, my baby was given to me, and then also my baby had to sleep in the car.
Wow.
On your first night.
And I was having, I had my IV pa.
Yeah.
So the IV was outside the car. Wow. I was forced to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was forced to sleep.
In the car.
I had to recline pa. I was forced to parang sit down agad ng medyo, parang yung hindi naman upright.
Oo.
Pero during that time, parang hindi ka pa dapat mag-upright
Oo.
But then, hindi naman siya ganun ka-comfortable, di ba, in the car.
I can imagine. I mean, kakapanganak mo lang, sabay sa kotse ka. Oh
diba?
My gosh.
So, what we did was, we just prayed the rosary, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
And then, at about 5 o'clock in the morning, that was the only time we were asked again to go up in our room. Kasi my room was 5th floor
Yeah.
I know this hospital.
So that's why.
Okay.
Wow.
But you know what?
Okay, let me guess.
It's such a
blessing.
Yeah, how to describe it.
So my baby is 1 year old now, 1.5.
So it's been 1.5 years since this ordeal.
Yeah,
Are you planning to have another baby?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I don't.
You don't
as
like
much
that?
as possible.
Wala na. Na-trauma na. Sa experience.
But you know what? This is a
Every time I
story.
feel like parang may something na magsisik. So parang, oh my God, ano yan?
Okay.
So parang may phobia na. Parang ganyan.
Yeah. But, it's one heck of a story.
Yeah, that you can tell your kid later on. It's like, you know what? There was an earthquake.
After we gave birth to you,
the world shook because of you.
The earth
My relatives were telling, sobrang lakas naman ng baby mo.
Yeah. What did you name this baby?
Oh, I think your baby and my baby has the same name.
Calix?
I know, Andy's baby.
Olivia.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna name her Quake or something.
Quake.
Yeah.
Quake.
My relatives were telling me, oh, you should name it Lindy.
Lindy as in
Lindol.
Lindol. Oh, what a story.
Yeah, but
Good
thank
job.
you for sharing.
Thank
my gosh.
you.
Parang I feel better
thank you,
now.
thank you.
So,
God bless you.
yeah, God
Thank
bless you
you.
also.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Bye.
It's 9:42. Okay, yeah. That I can imagine. That must have been traumatic.
Yeah, if that happened to me, ayoko na manganak.
Grabe. Can you imagine sleeping in the car
On your first night.
after CS?
Kasi diba, like, you imagine after giving birth, like, you're with your baby,
The-
you're
the room is
resting.
dim. Alam mo yun, yeah.
There's music, you're served food.
Ito, nasa labas yung IV. Hindi ka makarecline ng maayos. Magic, hello?
Hi. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Who's this?
Hello.
Hi, who's this? What's your
Hi,
name?
this is Candy.
Candy, welcome to the show.
Hi. I heard you guys are talking about gentle birth.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to share my experience with
Okay.
my first daughter. I gave birth to her around 2.5 years ago, and then I really wanted to do a gentle birth, like no medication, no anesthesia. So I got a doula
Okay.
to help me with it.
All right.
It was really good. It was a really good experience. So I went through 19 hours of labor.
19 hours
Wow.
of labor where? In the hospital or at
In
home?
the hospital.
In the hospital.
We
Okay.
got that room with the bathtub and all that to help me.
Oh.
So, yeah, because they say that when you're in the water, you don't feel the contractions that much.
Okay.
But it's not true for me.
Wait, so you were aiming for the water birth?
Not really. I just wanted to go into labor in the water and then just get out and then.
May ganun pala.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. Pwede
Okay.
siya. Depends on your OB also.
Okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
there, because I wasn't comfortable giving birth in the water, just the idea of it. So I wanted to just have labor there and then get out.
So you
then-
wanted to see if the contractions would be less or felt if you were in the water.
Yes.
And that's what they said, diba?
Yes, that's what they said. And then, pero sa akin parang hindi.
Na-feel mo pa rin.
So for the whole 19 hours, you were in pain.
I was really in pain. And
Yeah.
then, I think that was around 9 p.m. And then, crazy na, I was 8 p.m. dilated. So, I was like, okay, 2 hours pa to, sigurado. Hindi ko na kaya yung pain. So, nasa-anesthesia na ako. Yeah, I got an epidural na. And then, after like 3 hours, I was fully dilated and everything, but my baby just wouldn't go out, so I ended up cesarean pa rin.
Wow.
Oh.
And
Dude,
then
that's
I was
from 0 to
pushing
100.
and everything. Pero wala talaga.
So you've done it all.
Ako, mukha naman siya talagang 1 month old, so hindi talaga siya lalabas.
Oh, wow.
What? Wait, how heavy was your baby?
Oh, she was 8 pounds and 3 ounces, but her
Wow.
head is big.
Okay. Because she's so
Yeah,
smart,
and then-
you know?
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
it is.
So yun, then sabi, well, I was talking to my doula like after giving birth, and then she was like, even if you didn't go through what you planned, it's really okay. I didn't feel harassed. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
There are some moms that even if they go through like no anesthesia and everything, they felt really harassed and they didn't have a really good experience. But with me, it was okay. Because my OB really did what we planned. Then pag hindi talaga kaya cesarean, and then everything went okay naman.
You didn't feel bad about it after? Because you know how sometimes you feel that way.
Yeah, not really, because I knew I'm a doctor as well. So when my OB told me na what she saw inside, what happened to my uterus and all that, I was like, okay, buti na lang binuksan mo ko.
Yeah.
So when she was explaining to me during the operation yun well, she was talking to me during, and then she was like, this what I see and seeing, ganyan, it's your uterus is really thin, it has really thin out, etc. So I was like, okay, it's a good thing that we decided to open up.
Yeah. Wow.
And then for my second one, I think, I just recently gave birth. We gave birth 3.5 months ago.
Oh, hey!
Congrats!
Thank you.
Congrats.
So we did a scheduled cesarean na because I was like, gonna have a boy. And then boys are generally bigger. And then, hindi ko nasunod yung schedule na advice na to go like 3 years.
Yeah.
Giving birth again. So, sabi niya, sige, I agree to do a scheduled cesarean. But yung request ko lang is I want to feel labor pains first before we go.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. How come?
Kasi, well, for your body, when you go into labor, your body produces a lot of oxytocin. And that's one of the things that triggers the milk letdown, the milk
production. Look at you.
I know, we're learning so much.
Look at you. Okay.
I see a lot of my patients then, pag scheduled yet, yung masyadong maaga, yung they don't feel anything yet, nahihirapan sila with the milk production after. It's because their body hasn't really produced a lot of oxytocin yet. Even if they give you oxy, after the operation, parang, I don't know, it's the body's way of telling parang dapat di ko na anak. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So,
you force the issue.
I decided I wanted. And, we scheduled my CS at 39 weeks. But, thank you, Lord, the day before, I started feeling labor pains na.
Exacto.
So thank you talaga kay Lord na it all went through schedule. Nakapag-wake up ako and all that.
Kapag lashes ka
I know.
Very gentle.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a nice story.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell everyone that, even if the things that was planned, like, don't be afraid to get anesthesia, even if you want, like, no medications, ganyan. But then again, the pain is really crazy na. It's also gonna put a stress in your body and your child. So your cortisol levels will go up, ganyan. A lot of hormonal imbalance. So just do what your body thinks it needs, and then just thank the Lord that everything's gonna turn out fine.
Yeah, that's great advice, Candy. Thank you very much. I have a question. You're a doctor.
Yes.
What is your specialization?
I'm a wellness doctor.
Wellness. Oh, nice.
You should come visit us.
Yeah. Love to hear more about that. Okay, thank you so much, Candy.
Yeah, thank you. Drive safely. Over Facebook, by the way, let's just greet a couple of people.
Go ahead.
Somebody's watching from Los Angeles.
LA.
Calamba.
Oh, LA Calamba.
Saying hi and happy birthday also to Dylan Claire. It's her 3rd birthday today.
Dylan Claire,
and they're on the way to Manila Ocean Park.
Oh my God, I love that
fun. You know what? You should do the
love
experience with the dolphins. It's really worth it.
Talaga?
Because I did
Manila
it.
Ocean Park?
No.
Yeah.
Mali pala to. Sorry.
No, but then they have a similar attraction with sea lions. It's really nice.
Okay.
And you should stay na din there in the hotel because I love that hotel.
The one I was talking about was Ocean Adventure. Sorry. Yeah. Saying hi also to Paul Mazelado. Saying hi also to Vil, who tagged all her friends for the gentle birth topic.
Yeah.
I think she's near. She's coming very soon. Saying hi also to Angeline, who's listening all the way in Japan. Kawasaki.
What's up?
Yeah. And saying hi to... Okay, there's so much questions already for Irina.
Yeah, really? Already?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
we'll save all those for you guys.
Yes,
but if you have any questions, just keep them coming.
Yes, please. Again, it's at The Mother Show PH on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also call us up at 631-0899. Saying hi to Ikingski, who is also saying, what a story from the caller, talking about the earthquake story. Also to Edison. Okay, really quickly, he's asking us. He's a dad to be in 1 week.
Oh, okay.
A dad to be in 1 week. What is your best advice to first-time dads? And what is the best help that I can give my wife? This is a good one. Again, first-time dad to be in 1 week. That's Edison. What is your best advice to first-time dads? And what is the best help that I can give my wife?
You have 2 kids.
I would have to say...
For me, just read your wife.
Read your wife.
Yeah. Know what she needs.
Yeah.
Even before she asks for it.
Okay.
Always try to cheer her up. And what helped for me is that, my husband understood that I was going through postpartum. You know, like, so he would always remind me. He goes like, you know, this is your hormones. And it's good that somebody is there to like keep you stable.
Yeah.
Diba?
This is true.
So he would always say, okay, it's fine, you're like this, but this is what's happening in your body. So like, he was more educated with what was happening around, and even with the baby.
Yeah.
So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah. I think, Edison, you should be aware of, you know, there are times when your wife will want her alone time. There are times when your wife needs a glass of water. There are times when your wife's tired, but, you know, she doesn't want to ask
or
you
is craving for something.
Or is craving for something. Yeah, that's really great advice, Andy. I would have to say, just make sure that she has a glass of water all the time by her side.
Yeah.
Because
or like get her sushi.
Yeah. Get her sushi. You know,
like a glass of wine.
Get her all of the food she wasn't able to eat while she was pregnant, and just, you know, shower her with all that love, because she went through 9 months of carrying and creating this child inside of her body, and the least that you could do is just show her love in return.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And there are books that you can read now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know what's happening with your baby in the first month. Because sometimes, diba, like, you know how first-time dads are so afraid to hold their baby?
Yes.
Diba?
Oh,
like, hindi nila hinahawakan hanggang, like, mga 3 months. Or you have to put the baby on them.
Yes. Who is that? Gabrielle last week.
Yeah.
We were talking about dads and skin to skin with your baby. Edison, listen carefully. She Gabrielle, who is the sleep coach, said that skin to skin with your newborn in the hospital with a dad is very important, because
so the dad has to like remove his shirt.
Yeah, remove his shirt, sit on the hospital chair, and put that baby on top of you on your chest for about 30 minutes, and that instantly rewires the dad's brain to be connected as well. Because sometimes dads are like,
that's
you know,
the first time I heard that.
Yeah, because when Gabrielle said that, I got goosebumps, and I was like, that makes so much sense. Because the baby only knows the mom, diba? From ano. But when the baby's finally out and the dad gets a chance to connect with his child skin to skin, it rewires his brain, and instantly he feels like he's part, like there's a connection. So it's very important, though, that the dad and the baby get skin to skin in the first few days.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting. So
Gigi, I hope you're listening.
Don't be afraid to take off that shirt, because, you know, nobody's going to look at you in that hospital. It's all about the baby and the mom. So, you know, skin to skin, Edison.
Well, you can also do it at home.
You can do it at home when you're sent home. It depends on, of course, where you gave birth. But yeah, that is a tip that we learned from Gabrielle last week. Yeah, by the way, that episode is now up on YouTube, just in case. It's also on our Facebook page. It's at The Mother Show PH.
Yes. Saying hi also to lovely Regine, who's listening.
And to Delamar, who's listening. Refuses to go back to sleep. She says,
ay nako, Del, you're missing a lot.
It rewires the male brain to bond with the baby. Yes, Del. See that?
Love it. You know,
she doesn't want to let this go.
She goes like, I want to join you guys. Can I call?
Delamar, you can call us up.
Yes, call us up anytime.
Any number. It's 6310899. We'll patch you through. You can ask Irina all of the questions you want. It's 9:55. We want to say good morning once again to Magic Nationwide. To Cebu.
Yes, 92.3 in Cebu. Davao, 89.1. Bacolod, 106.3. Cagayan de Oro, 89.3. General Santos, 106.3. So Irina is on the way. If you guys have any questions about gentle birth, if you have friends who are pregnant and they want to learn about it, this is the time.
Yes.
Right?
It's the time to ask your questions. It's the time to jot down notes. Again, Irina Otmakhova will be here in just a bit on The Mother Show. It's 9:55. We're bound for a break. More of the show right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Radio Supermoms. The Mother Show. Magic 89.9.
It is 10:08 in the morning. Welcome back to The Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And we have been teasing it the entire hour already. We have a guest, a very special guest. I know that if you're looking for Delamar, she would have loved to be here.
Yes.
Because this was her companion, you know, throughout, you know, when she was giving birth. This is her doula. And we have her here today. She's been in the field of women's health and human rights for a decade already here in the Philippines. But it wasn't until her very own birth experience that she realized what it takes to achieve an all-natural, unmedicated birth, wherein your choices are honored and respected. So if that's something that you're aiming for as a mother, if you're listening right now, you might be interested to hear what our guest has to say. In 2013, she started working with families, accompanying them through childbirth at homes, birthing centers, and hospitals. She did her own hands-on training in a Shipra birthing home in Taytay, Rizal, where she witnessed countless women giving birth easily and on their own powers. And I can imagine just how mind-blowing that experience must have been. Welcome, please, to the Mother Show, the Magic 89.9 booth, Irina Otmakhova. She's here with us today.
Yeah!
Hi, Irina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We've been wanting to get you on the show, and finally,
Okay.
you're back.
Here,
you're
yeah.
here on the show.
Yeah, because I've been hearing her name, like I said, like everybody gets her as a doula, right?
Yes.
But it's just now that I'm meeting her, and there's a face to the name, so
there
it's so
is, there
nice.
is.
Oh my God, I'm so flattered.
No, but so Irina is a doula. Can you just really quickly, Irina, what is a doula exactly?
Okay, it's a good question because there is a lot of confusion about that.
Okay.
Some people asking, oh, so is it like a midwife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not a midwife.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
a midwife. Doulas are birth professionals, very
Okay.
knowledgeable about the whole birthing process.
Yeah.
But they're there not for the medical reasons. They're like, you can compare it to a coach.
A coach.
Yeah,
Okay.
to a coach. But again, a birthing woman really doesn't need to be coached. It's,
Yeah.
it's just if she gives in to nature, it all goes well. So, yeah, doula is there for encouragement.
Encouragement.
Yeah, for
Okay.
encouragement is really to provide that psychological and also informational support. And really, in reality, it's a lot of physical support. Like
yeah.
a lot of massages, a lot of
see.
back rubs, and
So do you
yeah,
do that?
and
Can you do that
encouragement.
before?
That sounds so nice.
Some of it, but it really mostly comes during labor.
During labor.
During
Okay.
labor, yeah. And what we advocate, of course, as birth keepers, is for a natural process. Really.
Yeah.
I like how you're called
Yeah.
birth keepers.
I
A
know.
birth keepers,
It's
yeah.
a very nice term.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a natural process, provided that mother has an uncomplicated, healthy pregnancy
Yeah.
where no medical intervention is needed per se, right? So so that she's not confined to a bed, she's not
Yeah.
deprived of food and drink, that
Yeah.
she can move around, like really be with her contractions, enjoy
Yes.
them.
Oh gosh.
The way that Irina says enjoy them with such a big smile. I'm like, how is that possible? No, but yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, but that's what it is. Like birthing can also be pleasurable. It's not all about
The pain.
pain and
I've
suffering.
heard a lot
Pain
about
and
of like
suffering.
pleasure that comes with
Yeah.
birthing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. No, but no, yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
right?
I understand what you mean. So let's start with the basics, Irina. You are a mother of two
Yeah. I have two daughters.
girls. And how did you
Okay.
get into the whole, becoming a doula, looking out for other women?
Okay. Well, it's an interesting story. I was quite late to get pregnant myself. I think I was about 32, turning 33. And as many of us, I was terrified of the whole idea of
Okay.
giving birth because this is something that comes really ingrained in us. Like we grow up with the messages from the society, from the mainstream media, also from our families, like mothers and grandmothers. Oh my gosh, it's just the most painful thing in the world. Like
Yeah.
what I remember hearing from my mom is when I'm being an only child, when I was born, like
What happened?
They applied fundal pressure. Yeah,
had that.
they
You
she
had
had
that
an
also.
episiotomy, and it was just like a slice, and and it was a hard recovery. It was just not inspiring at all. So I was just postponing that chapter in my life as far as I could, as far as I could. But eventually, there's this drive to become a mother, and then a friend mentioned, like craziest thing I've ever heard, that some women give birth with the dolphins in the sea, and the dolphins take their pain and anxiety away.
What?
Yeah, so that kind of dropped, like in your cycle. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
How do the dolphins do that?
Crazy idea is that? So, but I like crazy things. So I researched, and indeed I found some YouTube videos of exactly that happening.
Wow.
There are YouTube
Okay,
videos.
let me
go, like midwife, dolphin midwife, or like dolphin assisted birth. Like
What?
go get
You
it.
could
Yeah,
feel one with the dolphin.
right. Yeah. So
Dolphin.
and that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Totally. And I was just hooked on that idea, and I decided, well, okay, let's go explore. I'm not yet pregnant, minded.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
it is. There's a whole documentary about it.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there is and actually it goes all the way back to my mother country in Russia. There were apparently a community of people in the 70s and 80s that were escaping the horrors of their, like centralized birthing houses that we have in Soviet Union, used to have in Soviet Union, where it was, no personal care, no motherly. It's just like
I like this personal care.
Yeah. So they were just going to the Black Sea, onto the secluded beaches, and they were camping out in the summer.
And that's where they would give birth.
And they with the midwives, or like with some medical professionals. So, and then because it was such a secluded bay, some women reported that when they were giving birth in the water, obviously together with their human companions, the dolphins came along, wild dolphins, and that made them feel so amazing and relaxed, and they didn't really feel any more anxiety and pain. So that was the story.
Oh, wow.
And my question was, okay, where am I going to get the dolphins? So we're in the Philippines. So we're in the Philippines.
Oh my gosh!
And I found them. I found in a dolphin reservoir in Misamis. In
you really
Mindanao.
went to find them.
Actually went there for like 5 times. I got pregnant there. So we went there with my husband.
Okay.
And that time we swam with the dolphins, we interacted with them, and we got pregnant right away. That was the first ever like opening up to the possibility.
This magical thing.
It was magical. I was feeling, okay, this is an interesting journey I'm embarking on, and like I have these dolphins friends helping me.
Yeah.
So, and then pregnancy started, and we would go back to that place and would swim and with the dolphins, and they would come and interact with the baby inside my tummy. It was all very amazing and magical. But of course, in the meantime, like my logical mind, I started researching.
Okay.
In terms of, so what is a pregnancy? Like, what are the birthing options? What options do I have? Can I give birth with a dolphin? Like, that was my question for a long time. And then, like, logistically, it was just way too tricky. And the common sense prevailed. And I just settled for a less exotic option, for like to have a home birth with a human midwife.
Okay.
But by that time, I was very empowered with all the information that I gathered during my research about what a normal physiological process is.
Okay.
And how I should first trust my body and that natural process rather than entrust myself to the medicine or to the hospital setting. So that was like the plan B, right? But the plan A was to proceed with the all physiological zero intervention home birth with a midwife. Water birth by preference, but again, that didn't happen. I mean, some of it, there was a water labor at home, but my body had enough of water, so I had to step out and like change positions and just find a different angle. And then when my baby was born, on the floor in a squat, supported by my husband.
Wow.
Yeah. So like very kind of primal, but it definitely put me on such a high.
Yeah. Because
So
you did all that.
And it team effort. And then I was just blown away by the care I got from my 3 midwives that were with me through those 12 hours of labor. And then I really realized what it's all about. It's having those companions that have entire trust in you, but are also watchful for anything that that medical factors that might be considered to take timely decisions and maybe to transfer to the hospital or do something to help the process. But so they were midwives, and then during my journey I encountered the term doula, and there were really none back then in the Philippines. It was 5-6 years ago.
Okay, so you were the first. Are you the
well, also along that, I met my good friend who is another doula, Betty San Luis from Birthing is a Blessing. So we took a childbirth education class when she was just starting with her husband, and she was also just certifying as doula.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of started together on that, and became the first two doulas in the Philippines.
Nice.
That was 5 years ago. Yeah.
Nice. So there's the journey pala.
So that's the journey, So it started with the dolphins.
It involved dolphins. It involved dolphins.
And it's funny.
But this is the thing. When people come to me and ask, well, this is all I know about birth. It's painful. It's scary. Like, I know I was in your shoes, and like for me it was the whole dolphin idea that that kind of brought me on the journey to research that no, it doesn't have to be the case.
Yeah.
There are other options. There is a different way of giving birth. It doesn't have to be a medicalized, stressful event.
Yes.
It can be completely different thing. So it really depends on like where that inspiration story comes in. For me it was the dolphins, but for other mothers it can be the blogs, by other mothers who have been published and shared their story of how they arrived to their decisions. So there is a lot out there now, and a lot of things have changed as well.
That's right. No, because we had a caller earlier, and she was, I don't know if you were listening to us on the way here, but she was calling about gentle birth and how she checked in a hospital with a bathtub because she wanted to feel the water sort of
water
on the
labor
contractions, but not give birth in the water. But
it's an option.
After 19 hours of labor, they decided to emergency CS her na lang because there were complications. But she was saying you should definitely just trust your body.
Yeah.
And if things don't go your way, then that's fine as well.
Yeah, you can't really predict. You can prepare as much as you can prepare. And there are definitely certain things that you can do during pregnancy and during labor that can facilitate or can correct things that don't go especially well.
Yes.
So, and it has a lot to do with the baby's position inside the mother's womb.
Yeah.
So there are definitely tricks, and positions and movements
that you can teach.
That doulas usually know and can teach. That can resolve certain things, but again, not all. Right?
Yeah.
So there's always a way of possibilities and a different, a range of outcomes.
Yes.
But it's definitely worthwhile to invest in preparation. Yeah.
Okay, it's 10:22. Just in case you're listening and you just turned on the radio, we have Irina Otmakhova. She's a doula here in the Philippines. She's been here for a decade. She's helped countless of mothers. She's helped one of us. She's helped Delamar.
Yes.
See, Del texted. She's like, doulas, mothers. And Irina is my mother through being a mother to Parker. And that's why you have a special connection. That's why it sucks that Del's not here.
I know.
But Del, we're gonna talk about
Hi, Del.
I have a question though. Since you said it's all about preparation, like for example, like I'm like turning 6 months next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fast, no? It's so
Super
fast.
fast.
So I'm 6 months. So if, for example, like, do I only get a doula if I want to do the gentle birth?
Yeah, nice question.
Or can I get like a doula also if I want to go the medical way?
Doulas don't impose any kind of birth. They are there to lay out your options and answer your questions.
Yeah.
So you can engage doula in whichever scenario. Like for example, in Del's case, it was a planned cesarean section, right? Because of the previous history.
It was a planned. Okay.
It was a planned cesarean, but given her history, and it was, very stressful for her during the first 2 deliveries, she really needed someone to watch out for her and like to really be with her and to hold her hand and to reassure her that everything is fine. Right, and that was my role, really. There was nothing much else to do but just to watch out for her well-being and for her peace of mind, and like play some music on the background.
That's
there you go.
Right, yeah.
So it's like you create that atmosphere.
Right,
For,
yeah.
The magical atmosphere.
The magical.
Right? Because it does.
But it matters a lot.
Yeah, it does,
matters
yeah.
a lot.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
And that's a good question. Because people are under the impression that, okay, doula, you just call them if you're going to have a home birth, an unmedicated
or
birth.
water
Really?
birth.
No.
Yeah, but not really, because Dell was scheduled cesarean.
Yeah.
Irina
So
helped
I
her
guess
a lot.
if you want someone to be there, guiding you, reassuring you,
create that atmosphere
Yeah.
for, proper.
that's wonderful,
right?
Because like when you give birth, you wanna be happy. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to
Exactly.
be stressed with what the doctors are saying, what
Yeah.
the nurses are saying.
That's right. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay, so this is the whole labor process, but your job as doula doesn't end there, right? You go beyond that after.
Usually it starts during pregnancy.
Yeah.
And in majority of cases, those who engage a doula do want to give it a go for an unmedicated natural birth. In a lot of cases, like it's a water birthing. So, and that's where most of the work is done, is prenatally, is through our meetings, through discussing all different scenarios, through imparting some knowledge, insights, inspiration, materials. I'm a big believer in auto-suggestion, in self-hypnosis.
Okay.
Self-hypnosis.
In self-hypnosis. So there is a wonderful approach to birthing which is called hypnobirthing.
Yes,
So I really
I've heard that. Yeah.
I really like sharing resources on that and encourage mothers to practice it during their pregnancy, so that when the moment comes, they go into labor in a very relaxed, self-hypnotic state, which is and it's not that it's me or some other hypnotherapist that
That's the necklace in front of you.
Exactly. No, it's not about that. It's really the mother's own work. In practice of self-relaxation techniques and reprogramming her mind regarding the birth beliefs. Yeah. Because we all get these old birth beliefs about birth that are not so positive. So like we need to get those replaced with more empowering and positive beliefs.
Yes.
So and then a lot of time we just play out certain tracks, very calming music or like affirmations in the birthing space. Most of it is done and prepared during pregnancy, so there's very little room for surprises when the actual birth comes.
So it's prenatal, it's during. And then you also...
And also postpartum.
Exactly. You also take care of the mom postpartum, which you did for me.
Right, yeah.
I saw the beads.
Yeah. I know. I was telling everybody that I'm wearing my children around my neck.
Oh my God.
When you phrase it that way, it
That's
sounds
a completely
creepy.
different thing. Yeah.
But I was telling everybody that our guest today, she makes keepsake jewelries, DNA keepsake jewelries, and when I gave birth to my firstborn Calix, I gave her his first fingernail clippings, part of his cord stump, I think a curl of his hair as well.
Yeah.
And she turned it into this beautiful blue bead.
I know.
And blue because that's his birthstone.
Right.
And I said, Irina, and I'd never met you before. I was like, Irina, you're going to hear from me when I have my second baby because I want another bead just like it.
Yeah.
And so true enough, when Dylan was born, her birthstone was a pearl. So she said, let's make it pink and, we'll put the same things in. So there you go. My children around my neck.
Yeah.
So you do that also.
That's another kind of spin off my whole involvement with mothers.
Yeah.
And actually it started with the service that I also offer for postpartum mothers. It's called placenta encapsulation.
There you go.
Okay, so we can talk about that separately.
Yeah.
Right. So, but with placenta encapsulation, I also make keepsakes. Like, so I preserve the whole umbilical cord.
That's right.
Cord that comes with placenta, like in a curl shape or in a heart shape. And then people started asking me, like, can't you put it into something like that I can wear? So like, all right, okay. Can you just also put my breast milk there? And then,
evolved.
And then it evolved. So, those who are interested, you can check out my Instagram page, Sacred Elements Jewelry. Yeah. So that's where most of those creations are.
I personally love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ricky.
My kids are always here with me around my neck. But it's 10:29. Again, Irina Otmakhova, she's joining us today. If you have any questions about gentle birth, about being a doula, she's here to answer your questions. But we have been having...
I think this is Delamar.
Is this Delamar?
Yeah, she just messaged us.
Hello?
Hello?
Del?
Oh. No.
Yes, it's me.
Hi!
Hi, Del.
Hi, Irina. I'm so happy you're on the show today.
Oh my God, at least I hear you. I don't see you, but I hear you.
You hear me? Okay, great. I totally can't help myself but call because this is one of those episodes where I feel like I need to be there.
I know. Can you just please rush over here?
I would love to. Honestly, Andy, you are the biggest consideration because you're pregnant and I'm sick. And I know that you can't get anything from me at this point. So it's really about keeping you healthy.
But I love you for that. I know.
Andy, it's your fault. No, but yay.
It's really amazing to me that Irina is there because just like she said, there's really a shift in how women now think of birthing. Because before it really was just this horrible, painful thing.
Yeah.
But with gentle birth coming into the country, we are now faced with, there's an option now, right?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be painful. Yes, there is pain, but it's not always just pain.
Yeah.
And I know that I got inspired with Irina talking in one of the events I hosted. And this was 2014, and I heard her talk, and you were saying something about being so happy during her birth. But I could not believe it. It's the first time I ever heard a woman say that she was ecstatic. And it was inspiring to me that, wow, I can give birth like that.
Yeah.
And then I was able to, like you, I did a lot of research about, the doula. And what I needed most was I was coming off of my second child who died. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of trauma for me to birth again. And I knew that my husband couldn't be there for me because it was just very difficult for him as well. Mm-hmm. So I needed a lawyer in the delivery room.
A lawyer?
A lawyer. Irina is like my lawyer.
Probably you mean like an advocate for you, rather. Yeah, an advocate.
I love this.
She was an advocate, and she was going to make sure that what I wanted was going to be put out there because I was under anesthesia. I couldn't really do anything, and she was there to say, okay, we're going to delay the what do you call this, the delivery, so that I could go through labor pains. Do you remember that?
Right, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we walked around until I was feeling all the pain, and then they opened me up. And then she was just there to help me out, and I felt like I owned my birth.
Yes.
I didn't feel like a piece of meat that had to go through the assembly line.
Yeah.
Somebody was there to advocate for me and to look at me, not just as a thing there, but as a woman, as a mother. And I am truly grateful that she was there.
Thank you, Delamar. It was unforgettable. It was a very special birth for me as well.
Yeah, there are moments in my brain that is so etched because I was talking to you like I was in and out of anesthesia, but I bet I said some things that I probably
we forgot that.
Yeah, but we forgot. And it's just very nice to have you on the show. And I know Andy has a lot of questions.
Yeah, I do.
That's what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Delamar. Thank you.
Yeah, well, have a great show, girls. I'm watching you. And thank you, Irina, for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, Delamar. And I hope to see you soon. And we have to have a play date with our kids.
I know. Okay, have a great one.
Thanks, Del.
Thank
you.
I
miss you. Get well soon.
Somebody, Baby Sleep PH with Babies of Bliss, actually messaged us.
Okay.
And said,
Gabrielle. That's
she
Gabrielle.
goes, I couldn't have done it without Irina in my unplanned C-section.
You see that?
After planning with her to do a hypnobirthing, she is the only hypnobirthing doula here in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yes. A lot of people are sending you love.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. I mean,
Thank you.
Like you've created that atmosphere for them, and it has been like such a wonderful experience.
It really has.
It makes me feel like I want to give birth already.
Not right now. Not right now, please. It's 10:34. We've been getting a lot of questions. If you're open to it, Irina, we'll open up the phone lines as well, just in case anybody has any questions for Irina. Again, it's 6310899. Or you can check us out online.
Yep. Facebook.com/magic89.9 or Facebook.com/themothersshowph.
There you go. We have one break in between us and the calls, but you can go ahead and call us up so we can queue your call. Again, 6310899. It's The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
Radio Supermoms. The Mother Show. Magic 89.9.
It is 10:40 in the morning. Welcome back to The Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And we still have our guest, Irina Otmakhova, the doula. Irina, thank you very much for joining us today. Delamar unfortunately couldn't be here, but we heard from her earlier. She's telling us all about her connection with Irina. And we've been talking about gentle birth, your journey as a doula, how you help mothers who are, giving birth and, who want guidance as well. If there are any questions that you might have, you can send them our way. You can call us up at 6310899.
Yep. Or you can also message us via Facebook. It's facebook.com/magic89.9 or The Mother Show PH.
Yes, that's right. So let's take our first call. Irina, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Any questions that you might have to ask? Magic, hello?
Hello.
Hi. Oh,
wow.
Good morning. Who's
Hello.
Good morning. It's Andrew.
Andrew, welcome to the show. What can we do for you?
I just want to say thank you to Irina, and I still owe her money.
Now she's thinking.
Irina's like, what?
You remember me, Irina?
Hi, Andrew. Yes.
Yes, Michelle.
Okay.
First successful.
Oh no, you don't know
birth.
anything.
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
No, it's fine. My wife just reminded me now on my way to work. I said, honey, Irina's on the radio. She said, my doula? I said, yes.
Okay. That was the birth I missed, the second time birth. And that was so fast. I arrived, the baby was already there. And they just rocked it. But they were very prepared. Again, the mother really psyched herself up to have an amazing birth. And that was the first water birth in the newly opened facility in Makati Med.
Wow.
Right, Andrew?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Is this where you got stuck in traffic?
Huh?
Is this where you got stuck in traffic?
No, I was not. No, it was in the middle of the night. It was just a very quick birth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, good job, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, Irina came over to the house before Michelle gave birth, a few days or a week before.
Okay.
And we decided to go with Irina, and it was supposed to be a regular birth in Makati Medical City. I'm sorry, Makati.
Makati Med, yeah.
And and then Michelle decided, okay, let's go with Irina, and it was amazing. She's amazing, guys. Who's ever a new mother out there, call Irina and get her on board because she's phenomenal.
So she helped you out as well, Andrew. Did she psych you out for
Yes,
parenthood?
because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about water birth until Michelle searched it, and then Irina talked to us about it, and I was there, and it was like, wow. And I couldn't believe how amazing it was. The baby was happy until now. She's, if I could send you a picture of her, you would just die. She, somebody described her as, the word is gigil, I think.
Gigil, yeah.
Yeah, she's the poster child for gigil.
That's so amazing, Andrew. Okay, so we had somebody ask earlier for advice because he's about to be a dad in a week. So based on what you've learned from Irina, what's your best advice to first-time dads who are listening?
My best advice for your dad is don't get nervous. Listen to Irina. She's so she knows what she's doing. And if your wife has decided to go with a water birth, then her body's telling her to do so. So just go for it. Don't be scared. Be with her. And the water birth experience was there. I was there present, and it was phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
This is,
Thank you for the call, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you,
Nice to
ladies.
hear you.
Irina,
Yeah.
we love you. Thank you. And I will
Love
be
you too.
depositing online, okay? I totally forgot.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
10:45. I got so scared.
And it's funny because it's the dad calling.
Yeah.
So apparently you psych them out as well.
Yeah.
It's not just the mom. Or it comes with it, I guess.
Yeah, usually the mom starts the journey and the research, and the dads are on the conservative side,
Yeah.
and they really want to put the trust with the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you're describing my husband.
like there, yeah, and then it's really hard for the mothers to convince the husband to try something alternative, water birth, right?
Yeah.
But then, we just sit down and talk.
Uh-huh.
And I see them lighting up and getting enthusiastic. And then when the time comes, they know exactly what to do, and they're completely in tune. And they have that respect for exactly what Andrew said. Just
Respect
trust. Trust and respect to your wife and her desire to do the birth her own way.
Because that's her experience.
It is her experience. It's really this is the main ingredient of the gentle birthing is the mother's preferences.
Yeah.
And it's her wishes and it's her dream. The rest is all about her. Like the medical protocols, the other people's agenda, it's all secondary.
Yeah.
The primary is her trust in her body and her birthing wishes.
Yeah.
Right? So we are there to support and advocate for it. And of course, she's the ultimate decision maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's nice now because there are a lot of options, right?
Yeah, there are.
Yes and no. Like, there are definitely options, but again, they're not kind of laid out for you. You really have to search for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
The doctor will not suggest
No,
it.
it's not a mainstream. It's not... it's not something... It's not a default.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. So that's the word. It's not a default. So the default birth, right? If you go, you're not really informed about all the options, and all you know is just listen to the doctors and nurses. So that the usual thing would be you get admitted. And then, so they say, okay, you're in labor. You probably were informed to come to the hospital when you already have regular contractions. Okay, so you're fine, you're admitted, and then immediately you're being put on IV line.
Yes.
Right? And immediately you're being stripped to the fetal monitoring that monitors mother's contractions and baby's heartbeat. Okay, well, all of that has place to be, and all of those interventions were put in place for certain circumstances that usually have to do with the mothers who have high-risk pregnancies. But during the time, or over the years, it became an automated thing for everyone. Like, historically speaking, there is always a part of women, about 10%, 10 to 15%, who do develop certain complications, who do need additional monitoring, and who do need certain measures to ensure that the baby is healthy and the mother is healthy and everything ends. But the 90% is all just fine.
Yeah.
So they don't need that. They don't need to have an IV line. They don't need to be stripped on the monitoring machine. The WHO said the DOH local, health organization, they all have statements. If the mother is healthy, with a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby, leave her be. Do intermittent monitoring, but don't deprive her of movement. Don't deprive her of food and drink. Okay, but this is not the default. This is not the standard.
Yeah.
The hospitals still have, I would say, outdated procedures.
Yeah.
That deprive women of basic freedoms.
That's right. No, because when I was telling Irina about my birth story, as soon as your water breaks, you're not allowed to stand up. Did you hear? Did you know this?
Yeah.
Andy.
Well, but this is
In the hospital,
this is not the case.
If you go in and you say, my water broke, they immediately...
You have to lay down.
You have to lay down. They put you in a wheelchair. They wheel you up to the room and you can't get up. Like, you have to use the bedband if you want to pee. You just can't get up. And they say that it's hospital protocol. You know, once the mom's water breaks, that's it. You're on the bed forever. And Irina was just shaking her head exactly like she's doing now. She's like, no.
So even if you're like 5 cm, 6 cm, or up there, you can still move. You can still walk.
Of course.
Because I was like 3 cm and I was just stuck in bed.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Of course. Like if you're 3 cm and you're stuck in bed and you
how's it going to go faster?
How is it going to go faster and how is it going to be not painful if you can't move? And usually, the intensity of the contractions are in your back.
Yeah.
So obviously, you will ask for epidural at some point.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're given the freedom of movement, you will find certain movement and certain positions that may make the whole world of difference in the way you experience those contractions.
You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like you're gonna do yoga while you're contracting or something.
Well,
or
no, like
stretching.
a bit of counter pressure on your back.
Yeah.
You know. Just with the contraction. And again, contraction is not a thing that is like a toothache that is just there unless you pull the tooth out or, you know, unless you medicate yourself. No, contractions come and go like waves, right? So it's a 1 minute of intense sensations and then you have 5 minutes of good life until until the next one rolls in.
Yeah.
So, you know, like in a physiological birth, you know, the way the nature meant that, like for the mother to be mobile, moving, you know, sitting down, squatting, leaning forward. You know, there are so many ways to go with those sensations without them becoming suffering.
Okay.
Right? So it might be still painful, of course. Yeah. This is just the way nature made it for us, right? But it doesn't have to equal suffering.
That makes so much sense, doesn't it? It makes so much sense.
I am slowly getting there.
No, and you know, going back to what you said earlier, like 10% before, you know, back in the day, 10% of mothers who go into labor, they have medical conditions. And that's why they have to get hooked up. But the 90%, come to think of it, you know, they give birth at home.
Yeah.
You just need a couple of towels and blankets, diba? You call in the midwife and it's just there in the comfort of your house. They're not hooked up to anything. That makes so much sense.
It does. And I actually have, we actually have a caller
Yes,
first.
we do. Before we get to the questions online. Magic, hello? Wala na. Sorry.
Okay.
We lost him.
So somebody messaged us on Facebook. They said, this is by RK. Question for Irina. What is the acceptable frequency of IE? On my first pregnancy, it irritated me that they had to check every now and then, and this time she's aiming for a VBAC.
Okay, so let's just define terms.
Okay.
Yeah. IE is an internal exam, so it's a procedure used to assess the state of the cervical dilation.
Yeah.
So the cervical dilation goes from 0, like completely closed, to 10 cm, which means completely open, and the baby would be ready to descend and be born. So in the current setup where most women opt for an epidural, there is really no way to say where the mother is in her progress of labor. So that's why the protocol is to assess the cervical dilation every 1 to 2 hours.
That's true, yeah.
But if the mother is like medication free and goes on with her labor, there's so many ways to say like how fast she is, by the sounds she makes, by the way she moves. Like she goes into some labor land, which is very obvious, like regarding her progress, and then it is advisable to actually confirm where she is. So that the internal exam would be just for confirmation, but you know, not for like regular assessment. So yeah, like it would be every 4-5 hours, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because I've been reading about this IE and how nowadays there's a more acceptable method that you can do without it.
You can totally do without it.
Yeah.
In my first home birth, I think I got I gotten only once.
Wow.
Only once when I started pushing in the water.
Oh.
Yeah. So, or when I stepped out and my midwives needed to kind of assess what was not right because it was not going too straightforward. And that was the only IE I got.
Yeah.
And that was in 12-hour labor. And indeed, she confirmed what she suspected. The baby was not presenting optimally. So then I was put like head down, bottom up to help the baby rotate. And then I went back in the squatting and then the baby started descending. So that was the only instance of an IE exam. So that was it.
Yeah.
So it's really not necessary.
Yeah.
It is not necessary. And you know, as a birthing person, you can actually decline the procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, they check all the time.
Routine.
Yeah,
Even if you go for a
routine.
checkup, your OB, she'll
Yes.
say, okay, let's see if you're dilated. And
Well,
sometimes...
if you give your consent and if you want, you know,
To know, yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, again, but it should be done gently and, you know, as gentle as possible because
Yeah.
it's not a very pleasant procedure.
It's really not.
Obviously not.
I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah,
I
but
hate that.
there's really no reason for it to be done like every hour.
There you go. Good question.
Interesting.
Good question.
And you know, since I know you don't, I saw your Instagram and you also do like postpartum.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about labor and but before we talk about postpartum, somebody also asked like, what's the difference? Do you see the difference of the baby when they're given birth via water and like, you know, just
Normal.
normal?
Yeah. In my experience, mothers who have contracted me for their second or third birth, following a medicated birth with their first child, they see a big difference in their babies.
If it's water birth,
I think the main difference is in medicated or unmedicated.
so not
Yeah.
not necessarily water.
Water might be water, might not be water.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But the big difference is medicated and unmedicated.
yeah.
So, because medication goes into the child while the woman is in labor. And it does it does impact the ability to bond and to latch.
Yeah.
So yeah, the babies who are born gently, and by gentle birth we mean in a respectful environment, with the mother being honored and happy, and preferably on her own hormones, so in a normal physiological process of birth. Yeah, it makes a big difference for the babies. They're usually calmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, as Andrew said, like the baby was happy.
Yeah.
right?
Baby was happy.
Yeah, so they're usually they are calmer and they're easily bonded with the mother, and the breastfeeding process that ensues is also more likely to be with less obstacles. So no obstacles. Yeah.
What I want to know is like the science behind water birth. Like, why is it such a thing? Is it because the baby is surrounded by water inside the womb, and so
the baby is coming from the water environment, from the environment of amniotic fluid inside the womb, and the transition to the water, through the water to the surface is just more gentle for the baby.
Okay.
And the baby doesn't start breathing until the nostrils hit the oxygen. So once the baby is out and the baby is still in the water, that mechanism of switching, you know, like the opening up of the breathing pattern, it didn't happen. It will happen only when the nostrils will hit the oxygen.
That's right. Because I don't know if you posted this video, but I saw a video on Instagram of a water birth in progress. And as soon as the baby hit the water, he sort of just floated underwater for a while, and he was totally fine until he came up, and that's when he started crying, and you could see his mouth open and stuff like that. But I was like, wow, it makes so much sense that they would be comfortable in the water first.
Exactly. Usually it doesn't take a lot of time for them to be out of the water.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much immediate once the baby is out, and the midwife or the attending doctor, they bring the baby up to the mother's chest right away.
There you go.
But also, right, when you give birth, the placenta, the baby's still connected, right?
It's connected through the cord to the placenta.
So how long do you recommend?
Well, it's all about the mother's choice and their preferences. There is no immediate reason to cut the cord.
Yeah,
really, and even if the baby is still having hard time breathing, it's best to have the oxygen be coming from the oxygenated from blood through placenta. And do whatever resuscitation and with the on the mother with the cord being attached.
Okay, so if you're about to be a parent and you're not familiar, the placenta is where the baby basically survives inside the womb. So that's where they get all the nutrients and everything else. I know that in movies, when you watch it on TV, the father's there with the scissors and
that's what they cut.
Yeah, they have a whole ceremony where they cut it and then they pose for a picture. But apparently, and you practice this, you want to get as much nutrients from the placenta to the baby while they're still attached.
Yeah, in the first couple of minutes, about 20 to 30% of the baby's blood supply is still in the placenta, as well as all the T cells, stem cells, they're all there. That's why there is a practice of actually collecting it as an investment for the future, but you might also just give it to the child at birth, right away. So, but again, it's a choice that you make, whether you want to invest in a costly procedure and have it stored for some years, down the road, and it might eventually help the same child or a family member, or give the child the best start in life right at birth, right? We usually advocate for extended non-severance of the cord, and you can look up the practice of lotus birth or semi-lotus birth where the cord is not severe at all. And I know some people, a few of my clients practice that, and I respect their choice. It's not personally, it's not for me. It's quite logistically challenging to have the baby attached to the cord and the placenta in the first couple of in the first days, in the first week of life. Personally, with the second born, I practiced semi-lotus birth. So when the baby was born, we didn't cut the cord up until 4 hours later. So the cord transformed amazingly. It's just a metamorphosis of the thick, pulsating kind of bluish cord to completely thinned out whitish substance that was just cut. There is not a single drop of blood inside any longer.
So it's like the baby absorbed everything. Wow.
But here you cut it and stuff like that. But
so now you can add that in your birthing plan, right?
You can do that. You can request it. Again, there are doctors that I usually work with. They're very familiar with that request, and sometimes if the cord is really wrapped around the baby and the baby need to be released, so then those are the factors that intervene, and of course that plan goes out of the window.
Of course.
Right. So it's about the priorities. But if everything is okay and the baby is not wrapped with the cord, there is no reason to rush. In the hospital environment, maybe we usually opt for an hour, and the hour after birth goes just like that. Right? The baby is put on the chest, and the baby is assessed, and the mother is assessed, and there is a little bit of tearing or anything. There has to be a stitch with the local anesthesia. So just that. The hour is gone by, and then let's take a moment to honor this wonderful life-giving organ of placenta and umbilical cord, and just say a little prayer or of gratitude, and then it's
It sounds like such a pleasant birthing experience.
It is, right?
You're really just honoring what you went through as a laboring mom.
No, and listening to Irina, it opens your eyes to so many other things that you wouldn't have thought of. like, because I know there has to be an extended time for the umbilical cord and placenta, but I didn't know that the placenta actually turns like into a white.
Really
it shrinks, right?
The cord, yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, again, Irina is here to answer them. Anything that you might have, or anything that you're curious about doulas, about gentle birth, water birth, and anything like that. Speaking, and because we're talking about the placenta, it's not very common, or it wasn't very common before, to have the placenta and actually consume it. Like when people say, I have my placentas in capsule form and I take it, they're like, why do you do that? And you're a huge advocate of the placenta being, very, very powerful.
Yes. Yeah. So it was an eye-opener for me after my first home birth. And mind you, I did a lot of research and like the whole dolphin thing and then like home birth. So I thought I was very informed until the moment when I gave birth and my midwife was cleaning up things, and then there was this bloody basin with something in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? Oh, well, by the way, it's your placenta. You can eat it.
And it
what?
looks...
After what I've been through just now, like I don't know what other crazy thing you could hear, but that's how it's crazy. Why would I do it?
You could eat it.
Yeah, like, well, it prevents postpartum depression. Like straightforward, answer. Like, okay, that's a big deal. I heard about postpartum depression. It's not a nice thing. Well, there was no one back then to encapsulate placenta. So what I did, I froze it and I sliced small pieces and I blended it with lots of strawberries.
Yeah, because that's what my cousin Monica did.
Exactly.
Yes,
so,
she drank her placenta.
Yeah, we made some smoothies.
Yeah.
So, and then, of course, my curious mind started researching into the whole science behind it. And there is indeed quite a lot of facts out there. So, placenta is this wonderful life-giving organ that is developed by the woman's body during pregnancy, specifically like for the pregnancy experience and for the baby's survival and thriving. And it's packed with our hormones. It's packed with oxytocin. It's packed with prolactin. So the bonding hormone, the lactation hormone, and also the stress-fighting hormones that are released in big amounts, especially during the last trimester, to help the woman cope with the rather stressful process of pregnancy and birth. So when the baby is born and then placenta is released from the body, the woman's body encounters a kind of a hormonal void that will take a while to get replenished. So it takes a while for endocrinal system to reassign those functions of like organ production. And this is when she can actually benefit by consuming her placenta,
I see.
bringing back those hormones and prevent the mood swings or the energy shifts, so that
I'm sure all the dads are like, do it, blend it.
Well, yeah. So like, and again, I hear from mothers who had the first child without that practice, and then followed up with the second birth, second child by encapsulating, consuming placenta, and it makes a big difference. Yeah, for me personally, I don't have to compare. Like in both cases, I did it, so I don't know how it feels without. But I can attest to, like sometimes I would have some moodiness, and like you're kind of weepy and crying and unstable. Like, okay, so where's my magic pill? Like,
your magic pill?
And then you take a couple of capsules and you feel better. And like, okay, what was I crying about?
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I also read about placentas, and in animals, like when they give birth, the first thing that they do after they give birth to their young is that they consume their placenta. Like they eat it all up.
Right.
And apart from that being
most
something
mammals
survival,
do. Most mammals do, except dolphins.
Ironic.
And camels. So for the camels, I guess it has to do with like giving birth in the sand and some dunes, and the placenta being like all sandy
dusty.
and
Dusty. Okay, that makes sense.
So I don't know. Like it's a great mystery. I read scientific articles like elaborating or like looking for answers, what it might be behind. And there are several factors really for the mammals. It's certain nutrition or certain elements and that they need right after giving birth, and also to cover up the place of the scent of birth from predators. But on the other side, the predators also give birth and also do the same. Right? So that doesn't make sense. So it cannot be just for that reason. Like the lions and the tigers, and they do the same thing.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense.
So there must be something in the placenta that makes mammal mothers to consume it instinctually for some kind of nutrients.
There you go. If you're just tuning in and you're having breakfast or lunch, you're in
luck.
Yes. We're talking to Irina. She's a doula here in the Philippines. She's already helped quite a number of moms. One of ours as well, see Delamar. She's not here today. But if you have any questions, we'll get to them as well right after this break. A couple more questions before we let her go. But we want to say hello and good morning and happy birthday to DJ Senizal. That's coming from your husband.
Happy birthday.
They're on the way to watch her very first movie.
Oh, so cute.
For the first time this year, ever since I think she gave birth. So thank you very much for listening and happy birthday. We'll get to more of those questions for Irina right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Radio Super Moms, The Mother Show, Magic 89.9.
It's 11:17. Welcome back to the show. It's the Mother Show all the way till 12 noon here on Magic 89.9. My name is Ricky.
Hi, Mandy.
And we still have our special guest. Hi, Irina. She's a doula. We've been talking all about her journey, gentle birth. And now we're going to talk about postpartum care for the mother.
Yeah.
So, Delamar said that the role of a doula is basically just mothering mothers. And it goes way past labor, delivery. She also takes care of you after you've given birth. After all of the sleepless nights, the adjustment to breastfeeding and everything. And I personally have an experience with Irina. After I gave birth to Dylan, after 15 days, I had my first bath care of Irina. So
you didn't take a bath for 15 days?
I did not take a bath for 15 days. I was trying to make it a whole month, which is something that people do.
Yeah.
What's the science behind this?
So what my grandma told me, and my grandma's full Korean.
Yeah.
So this is something that she believed in. She goes, if you take a bath if you take a bath right away after giving birth, all your pores are open from all of the pushing, and then the water will go in, and that's how you get lamig, and then it'll manifest as something else down the road. So in a few years, you might feel some aches and pains, and that might be because while all of your pores were open, took a bath. Well, that's just something she believed in, and I just wanted to honor it halfway. So I went 15 days without it, and I was like, Irina, I had been on her page a couple of times. I was like, I want you to be the first one who gave me my first bath. So she came to the house. We fixed the whole bathtub because it was broken.
We had to be ingenious.
There was no plug. So we took a towel. She made it work because she wanted to make it So she turned off all the lights. There were candles everywhere. It was a rose petal bath. And it was just amazing. There were sage leaves. There was music. And I just felt like $1 million.
Oh my
that's
God.
nice.
Yeah. So that's one of the postpartum things that Irina offers.
Right. Well, again, in our modern day setup, it's very much about, pregnancy, birth, and then you have a baby.
Yeah.
And then it's all about the baby.
Yeah.
But we kind of miss out on the mother, that she's been just through a life-changing experience, and it's a tough experience.
It's an ordeal, is what it is.
Yeah, like your body expands, and then like the whole process of giving birth, it's taxing.
It is,
and it doesn't leave the mother unchanged. The changes are there. The changes are in the body. The changes are in her spirit, and in the moods. So, that's why traditionally speaking, there are there are approaches or traditional approaches to help the mother. Yeah, you can say bounce back or like kind of close that experience.
There you go. Close.
To go back to her normal self. And in the fast-paced life that we have right now, that period is very much disregarded. Like it's mostly in the past. It's only the Korean grandmothers or Chinese grandmothers insist, no, you shouldn't be taking baths.
Yes.
And the philosophy is, like you're losing a lot of warm chi energy with the process of like expanding and opening, so like the warmth goes out of your body. So I think it's an observation through the centuries that the women need warmth, like to regain on the warm energy in their postpartum period. And again, in several cultures, it's like the Mexican approach, there's the Malaysian, the Korean, the Chinese, but it all boils down to about a month's postpartum that the cultures prescribe certain degree of confinement. So like basically not going out there and to your crazy fast-paced life, but to just stay and be and lay around and lazy around and adjust and be served. Right. And again, of course, logistically speaking, it might be challenging for many mothers, but this is why take your steps to arrange your postpartum while you're pregnant. So make sure that you have people around who will take
help
over.
You.
Will take over part of your chores. So it's about really, relaxing and replenishing on that energy of warmth. So recognizing that need in the list of my services is that postpartum mother pampering or like
care.
mother care. That usually comes with like warming procedures such as vaginal steam. So it's again in Korea it's very popular. I know to really let the vapors, like herbal vapors, go in the uterus and cleanse it. Did we do that?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We went for the bath.
We went for the bath, right? So this is very much in demand to have a nice cleansing vaginal steam, right? And it really warms you from within amazingly. Or abdominal massage with like hot stone. Or like a Thai hot packs press. So and a ceremonial floral bath to wash away.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
I know.
It was something
the impurities and basically the blood from your body that is symbolically still there
because I hadn't bathed in 15 days.
I think molecularly it was still there somewhere, right? So it gives the mother a feeling of renewal and a closure of the experience. And then I use a Mexican rebozo tradition of manteada and tuck in. So basically, we lay the mother on like scarves, rebozos, long scarves, and it's a sort of like shaking massage, like shaking the bones back together and close the mother energetically, physically and energetically, and have her go in a state of deep relaxation.
This is where I felt like a mummy for a good, like, how long was that? 15
about 15 20 minutes.
Because she wraps each part of your body. So there's scarves laid out horizontally. So she'll wrap your head first or your eyes, and then she'll tie it, and then she'll go to your shoulders and then tie it, and then your chest area and then tie it. So it goes all the way down, and you're just still like that for a good 15 minutes. And this is like supposed to put all of your bones back in place after labor.
That's
but
awesome.
Also like energetic closing, because you know, again, through the process of expansion, you've been through the pregnancy and birthing, and it's like it's still an open womb, right? So it's like bringing back your whole body physically and energetically together. And now I just came from Russia, and I'm completely mind blown from what I learned from the local doulas there, and I just keep looking forward to practice it here. Like really more hands-on actual like massages to put the organs back into place.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so that's another, like, it's going to be another chapter that I'm embarking on. It's amazing. It's interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
Andy, you could benefit from that.
I know. Now I'm learning so much, right?
Yeah. So it's a whole thing to honor the mom after, because you're right. You know, as soon as the baby comes out, it's all about the baby. It's all about the appeasing the baby and carrying the baby and how cute the baby is.
And you know, I was just thinking about it because we're so blessed here in the Philippines because you have help.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're in other countries and you have other kids. Also, I mean, how can you rest? There's no rest there.
There is no rest. So what you do for mothers, it's a blessing. And you know, I know that Del would have been. She if she was here, she would probably be crying. You know, recounting all of the stories that she had with you. But you know, Irina, thank you so much for dropping by. If they want to contact you, we've been having inquiries already. How can they?
Well, I have a website, Conscious Birth Manila. You can just send me a message through there, or you can follow me on Instagram, Irina_Doula.
Yes.
Doula is spelled Doula. Yes.
Just in case. Doula.
And people are asking also about the necklaces.
Okay.
And
that keeps me busy. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But it's a happy project.
It's a very happy project. Yeah. But it also kind of took over my life because
so many people want
the Filipino mother is very sentimental. So I guess this is really
what it is. No, that's really what it is. Yeah. So, what is that Instagram account again you have for the
Sacred Elements Jewelry, all together.
Sacred Elements Jewelry.
Yeah. So I preserve mother's breast milk, and we can put it in Pandora style beads or in necklaces or
rings.
Rings.
Awesome, yeah. Super nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
So
I want to make another one na nga para my third.
Your third.
Kidding! Super kidding.
I was thinking, how can I catch on? My daughter's like 3.
Kaya.
Yeah, I get like elements, like umbilical cords that are, you know, like 30 years old. You know, from grandmas, from mature, you know, mothers who have been keeping it there somewhere stored.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be like a new mom.
It doesn't have
just
to be. Exactly.
You see me wearing earrings.
This is Olivia's cord stump from 3 years ago.
Yeah. And you know, you can make it obvious, or you can also make it very subtle. You know that you don't see that it's cord. Yeah. So. Like mixed up with certain sparkles, and you know, you can customize every piece the way you want.
There you go. That's awesome.
The cutest thing, you know, I love working is baby teeth.
What?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this is really the cutest.
Wait, you know how they're like shark teeth like that you can wear as a pendant? Now,
is that how you do it?
Like you know, the milk teeth when they fall out. Like for example, in my 5-year-old, the first tooth fall out.
Okay,
it's just an event. Well, I stored it, but for my clients, I already made several pieces with the milk teeth.
Awesome.
Wait, what do you do with the milk teeth then?
Well, I put it in the piece. It can be put in the ring, or it can be put in the pendant, or
as a
whole thing. Yeah, yeah. It's the cutest thing ever.
It's so cute, though. I mean, your pendant, there's a tooth,
right? Yeah. Okay. Like, just scroll through the account, you will see certain examples. Yeah. But aside of that, you know, it's also very emotional project because it's not only about the joy of mothering, but it's also for grieving mothers who have lost their babies, and those are very special pieces. Like
they can also do that.
Yes, so that I can also make memorial pieces. So, for example, now I had a whole project with the baby bonnet, because this is the only thing that was in touch with the baby that was, you know, that is an angel in heaven right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Or cremation ashes, you know, something that, you know, I work with that as well.
And that's why she calls it the DNA keepsake.
Because it can be anything. So it's about celebration of life, of, you know, of our moments, but it's also about honoring and remembering those who are no longer with us.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just really
And
beautiful
you take them
having
with
them.
you
It's all
everywhere.
sacred. It's all sacred.
Aw.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Irina.
Irina.
Thank you.
For
It's a
dropping by.
pleasure.
I
Pleasure
know.
chatting with you.
And hopefully the next time we have you on, Del will be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Del will be
Yeah.
here. But once again, thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with her, she's on Instagram. It's at Irina_Doula. Thank you again to everybody who sent in their questions. We are bound for a break on the other side. The last 30 minutes of the Mother Show on this Friday. Don't go anywhere.
The show for moms by moms. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
It is 11:40. You're still tuned in to the Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And we just said goodbye to our guest for today, Irina.
Yes.
She was Delamar's doula with Parker, and we just learned so much
Yeah.
about her. Doesn't she have that energy?
She has
like
that calming energy.
a magical
Yeah.
Mother Earth kind of energy.
Yes. And I was telling her, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna be in touch.
Yeah.
No, because it's nice to be informed.
It really
I guess
is.
it's different when you hear it from her and when you read it.
Yeah. I understand what you mean. Like, it's really... And that's what doulas are all about. They're all about encouragement and reassuring.
And it's not like she's convincing you to do
No.
it. It's just more like whatever you want.
She's
I'll
empowering
support
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's-
And it feels so good.
It
Like you
really
have that
does.
power.
Yeah. And of course, if you're a new mom or kahit na you're a second time mom,
Yeah.
you're still not sure about certain things. And she's just there to say, you know what? Whatever you feel like it, I am here to back you up.
Yes.
Here to make sure nothing
Because
bad
I mean,
happens.
your moms will do that.
Yeah.
But it's different if
It's different.
if the person knows
Studied it.
yes and
know.
knows what's happening in your body.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So thank you very much again to
Thanks,
Irina.
Irina.
You can check her out online. It's at Irina_Doula. Again, we will have the complete episode up on YouTube and Facebook. We'll let you know once the link is out. But first, we want to say hi to Magic Nationwide.
Hi, saying hi to the people listening in Cebu City 92.3, Davao City 89.1, Bacolod 106.3, Cagayan de Oro 89.3, and General Santos 106.3.
Thank you very much, Andy. More of the Mother Show. We have about 18 more minutes left.
That was fast,
I know,
huh?
it really was. We'll do a quick recap of the entire show right after this. Don't go anywhere.
The show for moms by moms. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
There you go. That was the show. It's 11:53. We are out of here.
Yeah.
Si Andy medyo napaisip. Gentle birth convert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
I'm
the
just-
trick is
oh,
to tell your husband.
I know. If I tell like GB or my mom about this, they'd be like, "But why? That's why there's medicine." Blah 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 blah.
And that's when you invite Irina over to talk to them. So that she can brief them. No, but if this episode made you think, or if you had somebody in mind while you were listening to it, we will post the link once it's up so that you can link it to them. Again, the episodes are full and they're on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, and if you want to follow Irina, I do believe that she has a website.
Yes, she does.
And let me just double check what it is.
If you wanna contact her right away, you can always do so via Instagram. It's at Irina_Doula. That's IRINA_DOULA.
It's funny now that her name is Iri. Like, sige na, Irina.
Oh nga!
Okay, that was super corny. What? Diba?
No.
Right?
She
She makes you
think of that.
Iri. Joke.
I did
Anyway,
not think of that.
if you guys want to check out her website, it's consciousbirthmanila.com. So if you want to research more about this, like me, and you want to know the difference between like medicated and unmedicated childbirth, you can go there.
If you're pregnant and you want to explore options.
Yeah.
Because like she was saying, we're not given a lot of options as mothers. So if you want to explore your options, maybe you're opting for a more meaningful experience, a meaningful birthing experience, go ahead.
Or even like lengthening the placenta time. See, look at me how I'm learning, diba? No, but like at least you know that you can do your birth plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do anything according to your preferences. She will make you feel empowered. So again, it's Irina_Doula. She provides all sorts of great magical services. Get in touch with her. It's 11:55.
Yeah, next week we actually have we have someone who's going to talk about helping us like clean the house and organize the house. So she said okay to this. It's going to be her first time on the radio, so she's kind of nervous. So saying hi to Mika of Tidally Ever After.
Is she listening?
I think so.
Hi, Mika.
Yeah.
I was looking at your pictures, and after fixing, parang ang pristine pa rin ang suot
I know.
niya. Sobrang fresh pa
I
rin
was
siya.
super pawis and like super dungis. And then I took her photo. I was like,
Naka-white
parang
pa man
nothing
din siya.
happened.
I know.
Yeah, and she's very beautiful.
So there you go. If you're into organizing, if you yourself need organizing in your home,
In your life.
in your life, she's gonna be our guest for next week. Also happening next week, we're giving away a bunch of travel bidets.
Yeah.
So we want to say thanks to our friends over at Hygo who hooked us up
You
with
don't
a
need a
couple
water
of units.
bottle anymore.
No, you don't. This is a water bottle that all you have to do is put water in it, and it sprays, and it's perfect if you have kids and you're traveling out of town. So again, we're giving those away. We're just ironing out the mechanics, but please do follow us online if you want to.
Yes, please do. It's The Mother Show PH. We are on Instagram. We are also on Facebook. So if you guys have any suggestions or, if any topics that you want us to discuss as well as moms, you guys can go send us a message and saying hi also to everybody listening nationwide, to people in Cebu, 92.3, Davao, 89.1, Bacolod, 106.3, Cagayan de Oro, 89.3, and General Santos, 106.3.
There you go. We'll see you again next week. Hopefully Delamar feels a lot better. You can shoot her a tweet. It's at Delamar Arias. Andy.
At Andy Manzano.
That's right. And at Ricky Flo for myself. But I was just going to say, Andy, please take care of yourself. Sorry. Andy, take care of yourself. It's actually... there's a bug going around right now. Because I know that even Calix's classmates, they were just 3 in class because a lot of them were sick. They were out with like a cold or a cough. So everybody just be safe. Double up on your vitamins. Drink some water. And yes, it's at Andy Manzano.
I thought you were watching Andy. I was like,
what's happening next week? Hey, Andy's big gender reveal is next week.
Yeah.
It's
funny
exciting.
because it's my husband that's planning everything. He's the one excited.
Ang galing.
Because he used to plan events before, so he
this
doesn't
is gonna
anymore. So he makes like the birthdays, the gender reveal,
cute ni
like a
GP.
major thing.
So
and I told him,
hands-on.
I was like, you know what? I'm okay with just like slicing the cake, popping the balloons. Like, no.
We're gonna
I
make
have
Dude,
plans.
it's GP, man.
I know.
So it's gonna be watch out for that on the vlog. Watch out for that on the vlog. It's Calix's birthday this Sunday.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he's
wow.
turning 2, and we're taking him to see his very first UAB basketball game.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that on Sunday. It's gonna be UP versus TLSU over at MOA, and we're very excited to take him. Hopefully he
That's so
doesn't.
cute.
I know. I'm
he should wear
already-
the uniform or at least like the collar.
Meron siya.
Meron siya!
Pero baka
Did you make it
mag-rather
pagawa
exage.
or no?
No, it was a gift.
Oh, okay.
For like his birthday
Oh, that's
last
so
year.
cute.
But now it can fit. But I'm like, baka naman mamaya, we're preempting it. Ma-jinx.
No,
so
don't.
maybe not. No, but yeah, so that's happening. So yeah, that's the show. We're gonna stop talking now and turn you over to Debbie, who is taking care. No, sorry, Jam for Friday Madness. All the way until 3 again. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And this has been the Mother Show right here on today's Best Music.
This is Magic 89.9.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Radio Supermoms, The Mother Show, Magic 89.9.